Comic Strip presents Mr. Jolly Lives Next Door by Adrian Edmondson, Rick Mail and Roland Rivron, directed by Stephen Frears. Scene 1. Rick and Ade are following a policeman down a hospital corridor. 4 other police officers follow them. Footsteps echo.
What time is it?
7:30 a.m.
Have you got a bar here?
No, sir. Rick takes a bottle from under his coat and takes a large swig. Ade tries to take it. They fight.
Get off! It's mine! It's mine! Get off it!
The bottle smashes on the floor. The 4 uniformed officers separate Rick and Ade.
That was the last of the drink, you bastard. I bloody stole it.
Rick kicks him in the crotch.
Here, you're a policeman. You could get a pub open at this time in the morning, couldn't you, eh?
They turn left and the policeman opens up a sliding metal door. They enter the morgue. The pathologist is standing by an examining table, holding 2 severed arms. Sir Larry.
Welcome. Come in, gentlemen. Everyone's been dying to meet you. I always say that.
Ade and Rick take the arms as if to shake hands.
Thank you. Lovely, aren't they? They're a pair, you know. Now then, don't tell me you're the off-license explosion.
Ade starts picking his nose with the hand of the arm. Rick slaps him on the head. They start hitting each other with the arms.
Seems awfully unsafe, the off-license trade these days. Still, one man's meat is another man's poison. Life goes on, or rather it doesn't, thank God.
He holds up a severed leg.
Leg, anyone? Just joking.
No, sir. The hotel death plunge.
Well, now, he's over here, mostly. Yes, they're awfully good fun, aren't they?
He takes back the arms.
Would you care to examine the body?
Is it a girl?
Well, now, it's funny you should say that.
He pulls back the sheet from over the face of the corpse.
It's Fatty. Where did you get to? We were in the middle of a game of cards. Yeah, we got tired of waiting and looked at yours and you lost. You owe us 50 quid and your car keys.
Rick frisks the body.
Wake up! Wake up! You owe us money. Yeah, wake up!
I'm afraid he's dead.
Well, who's got his money then? Yeah. Did you find his credit cards? He promised his to us. Well, we won them in a card game, actually. So where are they?
Well, that's the strange feature, because when he came in, he was wearing nothing but this.
He pulls the sheet down to reveal the corpse is wearing a black bra.
That's our property. Yeah, we rented it to him.
They start tugging at the bra.
Gentlemen, please show some respect.
Tell him he owes us 100 quid. Are you sure you haven't got a bar in this place?
Yes, sir.
Well, what's that alcohol smell then?
Embalming fluid.
Balmy fluid? Right, I'll have some of that then. Aha!
Ade finds a large jar of pink fluid and drinks from it. Rick tries to take it. They fight.
Gentlemen, please, do you know who this body is?
Yes, it's Fatty.
They continue fighting over the jar. Aid sticks his tongue out trying to reach the contents.
And who is Fatty?
He is Fatty. Look, we don't know who he is. All we know is his name is Fatty and he was a client.
A client?
Yeah, and I think he should be grateful. We showed him a bloody good time. Yeah, we did. And he didn't even bloody pay.
What do you mean, didn't even pay?
Excuse me.
He whips out a card and hands it to the policeman. Looking for a good time? So are we. Dreamy Time Escorts.
That's us, matey. Escort's Bestcorts.
Ba 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 The camera pans down Nelson's column and then pulls out to follow a grubby white van screeching around Trafalgar Square. Scene 2. The van drives past Jaime Henderson's off-licence, and we see inside. Two hoodlums are talking to Jaime Henderson. You obviously don't understand. Every off-licence round here is supplied through Mr. Lovebucket. But this is my point. It makes for absolute financial suicide. All of the other wholesalers supply at a third of the cost for bulk purchase, sale or return. Do you understand? A third of the cost. Go and tell that to your Mr. Lovebucket. You have to buy your drink through Mr. Lovebucket, otherwise you'll go bust. Now how can I go bust? It's sound economic sense. Yeah, well your shop might burn down. Yeah, bottles do break. The hood tries to smash a bottle against the shelf, but it bounces off. Jaime takes it from him. Put it down, will you? Look, this is the 5th time you've been around here, and I've told you every time that I don't want to buy anything from your Mr. Love Juice. But to show you there's no hard feelings, I'm prepared to order 1 case of tonic water. Tonic water, is it? Yes, tonic water. Tonic water, he says. Oh, really? Tonic water? Did you say tonic water? Yes, tonic water. You said tonic water. You say tonic water, do you? Yes, tonic water is what I say. If it's tonic water you want, it's tonic water you'll get. Come on. They leave. Scene 3. The van hurtles backwards past the off-licence, screeches around a corner and pulls up in the side street. It is a small, battered, white Honda van. A sign just visible underneath the grime on the side says, Dreamy Time Escorts. As the van draws to a halt, Rick opens his door, vomits noisily on the ground, and gets out with a satisfied sigh. A schoolboy comes walking along the street. He sees Rick and Aid.
Ha 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 ha. Come on then. Come on.
Aid runs towards the boy, who runs away.
Get him! Get him! Faster, faster!
There are sounds of a struggle out of sight as Rick watches. Ade struggles with the boy, crosses the vision twice while Rick mimes the struggle. Suddenly, the boy's satchel flies into view. Rick catches it neatly and opens it so that Ade can take out the lunchbox within.
Got it!
Rick tosses the satchel aside. They walk past Jaime Henderson's soon-to-be-opened off license.
Well, it'll be open any day now, won't be long. God bless Jaime Henderson. Living above an off license, what could be better? Living in one? You're right. We must become a lot more friendly with Jaime Henderson.
They enter a dingy staircase next to a sign, Shirtlift Surgical Supplies Limited. As they walk upstairs, Ade rummages in the lunchbox.
What have we got here then? Cheese sandwich and half an apple. Good Lord, you'd think he'd have a drink with his lunch.
A large man is hauling an obviously heavy black plastic bag down the stairs.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Morning, Mr. Jolly.
They reach the top of the stairs where there are two office doors, one marked Dreamy Time Escorts. Ade rummages in his pockets for keys, finally finding them.
Ha ha ha!
Rick turns the door handle. It is unlocked. He opens the door, goes in, and shuts it. Ade follows. The office is a mess. There is a continuous soft bubbling sound. Rick rummages in the bin and finds a half-full bottle of gin. He throws it to Ade.
Good. Large one. Ha ha. Don't mind if I do. Well, that's Fatty's money out of the window.
Yeah.
And Fatty.
Ade pours out 2 half-pints of gin.
Well, it's his own fault. You shouldn't play Let's See You Can Fall Out of the Window the best when you're drunk. Not on the 18th floor, no. No.
They gulp down the gin. Rick slams his glass down, burps, pours himself another huge drink, then tips the few remaining drops into Ade's glass.
Running a bit low on alcohol?
Yes.
How's that stuff we started yesterday? Ah, it should be finished by now.
They slurp down their drinks.
Well, let's have a look at that then. But
they clatter over the side of the office.
Bloody table.
Ade pours some murky brown liquid from the demijohn into a pint glass and hands it to Rick.
Well, it's a bit flat. Ha ha. Wait just one moment.
Ade squirts some fairy liquid into the glass, pulls out an electric mixer on an extending arm from the wall, whisks up the drink and hands it back to Rick. Rick looks at the foamy drink for a moment, sips it, then gulps it down.
That's very good. I'll have another.
There is a sound of a lorry pulling up outside.
Quick!
Rick opens the window, stands by it, and claps his hands together. Ade flattens himself against the wall opposite the window, takes a good run up, and dives out of the window. Brilliant! Ade is hurtling down in a huge, rusty iron bucket on a rope. It hits the ground with a clang. Ade looks up, slightly dazed.
Get some gin.
Ade winks blearily and makes a lunge for a crate of gin as the lorry pulls away. He doesn't get a good enough grip on it and the crate falls to the ground with a crash. He grabs 2 bottles of tonic water from the crate delivered to the off-license as Rick pulls the bucket up.
Tonic.
The bucket bumps against the wall with a clang.
Sorry. So am I.
Rick lets go of the rope. Aid vanishes from view as the bucket hurtles down.
Love Bucket's incredibly sparkling tonic water. Well, we're all right for tonic water then, aren't we? We're having a bloody tonic water party.
He drops the bottle out of the window. It hits the metal bucket, now on its side, and explodes. Aid scuttles out of the bucket, and Rick drops the second bottle. The force of the explosion slams the sash window shut on his fingers. He gasps in panic, trying to pull himself free, and smashes through the window glass with his head. Aid enters.
Bloody hell! Jaime Henderson's taking deliveries of exploding tonic water. That's gonna be a wacky off-license when it opens.
He leans on the window frame.
Open the bloody window.
Pardon?
Open the bloody window. Open the bloody window.
He slides the window frame up, freeing Rick.
Fingers.
Fingers?
Fingers.
Aid puts his fingers palm side up on the windowsill. Rick slams the window down.
What was that for? That's for the bloody tonic water. I thought you'd drop me in a bucket for the tonic. Don't be clever all the time.
He presses down on the window frame with a crunch.
And come away from the window.
Aid backs slowly and painfully away from the window. The whole window frame comes away with him, balancing on his fingers.
Now listen.
A church bell rings. The window slowly topples backwards and falls to the ground around Aid's feet.
Quick, quick.
Frantically and uselessly, they attempt to tidy up the office. As the last chime strikes, Rick looks expectantly towards the door.
Come in. Hello.
He opens the door and looks out.
Hello.
There is nobody there.
Business is a bit slack. Hang on.
He runs down the staircase, almost bumping into Mr. Jolly, who is coming up the stairs with another man.
Morning, Ralph. How's the fluffy toy business?
Who the bloody hell are you? What fluffy? Oh, brilliant, yeah.
To the man with him, he says, "Now, are you sure absolutely nobody knows you're here?"
Yeah, proper sure, huh?
Yes, of course it was. Shut up. Downstairs, Rick tries the bell. It rings upstairs in the office, disturbing Aid, who is busily picking his nose and sucking his fingers.
Come in.
Another ring. Aid goes to the open door.
Come in.
Rick is straining to hear the bell ring. Eventually, he stretches his arm out, rings the bell, and dashes upstairs.
Come in.
Puzzled, Aid slams the door shut. Rick tears up the stairs and goes into the Dreamy Time office. Mr. Jolly and his companion are standing outside the door to his office, Little Fluffy Toys Limited, Ralph Jolly. "Now, are you sure absolutely nobody knows you're here?"
"9. Right."
He pushes the German through the door and shuts it behind him. Rick is panting.
Did you hear that?
Yes. Wow, the bell's working then. Oh. There is the sound of a record being put on.
So I see old Jolly's got off to an early start.
During the music, there is a muffled thumping sound, and blood splashes the glass partitioning the offices. The record stops with a scratch.
All I'm saying is that one advertisement in the Times saying, "What are you doing this weekend? Fancy getting drunk," won't work. You've got to put the telephone number. But we know the telephone number. Escort's Bestcorts, come in if you're saucy.
Mr. Jolly opens the door. He is covered with blood.
Can I, borrow some fairy liquid?
What, again? Shut up. Of course you can, Ralphie.
Rick notices the blood.
Oh, are you all right, Ralphie? Have you cut yourself shaving?
I'll bring it back.
He leaves, closing the door behind him.
He gets through a lot of fairy liquid, doesn't he? Huh. Maybe his lager's flat. Why must you always be so rude to Mr. Jolly? You are jeopardizing our relationship with him.
A squeaking sound is heard as Mr. Jolly wipes down the glass partition.
I'm what? I said you're jeopardizing our relationship with Mr. Jolly. And stop squeaking.
Rick slaps Aid. Aid slaps him back. They fight. Rick is about to land a big punch when the telephone rings.
Telephone?
He takes a deep breath and answers the phone.
Dreamy time, Escorts. Okay.
Aid puts down the phone, slams the book closed, and throws his pencil down on the table.
What was that? Wrong number.
Rick sighs.
Only joking. It's an engagement for this morning, 10 o'clock. A Mr. Yakimoto. Oh, God. Another French bastard. Yes. He's at the Holiday Inn for a conference and wants 2 young, attractive live escorts for a really good time.
He does a pelvic thrust.
Should be a doddle. Well, things are looking up.
Rick leans his elbow on the window, forgetting it's not there anymore, and he tumbles out head first. Scene 4. In the van, Rick is dabbing his nose with a bloody handkerchief. The van pulls up on the pavement outside the Holiday Inn, knocking a man down. Rick sniffs twice, once to clear each nostril, then tosses his handkerchief aside. They walk into the hotel lobby. Muted music is playing. Aid grabs the receptionist by the collar and Rick lights up a cigarette.
Where's this Yakimoto fella?
112. The receptionist points. This way. Okie dokie. Rick drops his cigarette and crushes it with his heel. They arrive outside Yakimoto's room and knock on the door opposite. Dreamy time, Escorts. No job too big, door to door. We are on the phone. Yakimoto opens his door behind them.
Aha! Dreamy time, Escorts, monsieur. Do you want to go to the toilet now? Do you mind if we use your telephone? Come on, let's make it messy. Grrr.
Aid makes pawing gestures. Rick picks up the phone.
Get me room service. Come on, let's dance.
Aid dances with Yakimoto.
Room service? Give me 8 gins. No, better make that 16. Large ones. Who cares, gins? Hold on, I'll find out. What's the room number?
Nebushi, Shanghai.
Nebushi, Shanghai.
Rick slams down the phone.
Okay.
He claps his hands together. We cut to later as they leave the Holiday Inn.
Bloody room service. You can never get a drink when you want one. Bastards.
They shove Yakimoto into the van.
Saijan, 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 Saijan.
Oh, shut up. Do you want a drink?
He opens the glove compartment and indicates the contents.
Drinks. Drinky.
Cha, cha, yum cha.
Yakimoto takes a can.
What a remarkably wise choice, sir. That'll be £4.80.
Cha, cha.
Well, yes, that's very kind of you. I'll have one myself, yes. £9.60. Got a wallet, have you?
He rummages in Yakimoto's jacket.
Nibe, buhao, buhao.
Well, that's very kind of you. We'll call it 20. Thank you very much. What a nice man. Off we go. Off we go.
Aid drives off backwards as Rick opens his can of beer. It sprays over the windscreen. A musical sequence follows Rick, Aid and Yakimoto feeding pigeons in Trafalgar Square. Aid runs around, arms out like an aeroplane, while Rick throws bits of bread at him. Aid holds a banger whilst Rick mimes putting a rope around his neck and hanging himself. The firework explodes. Aid stands by an East End fruit barrow.
A typical chirpy cockney. Elephant and castle, stick it up your arsehole.
We cut to Downing Street. Aid wobbles down the road on a bicycle.
Famous number 10 Downing Street. And look, there goes Winston Churchill on his way to buy some cigars.
Aid gives them the classic Churchill two-fingers salute. Big Ben chimes.
And the ropin'.
They approach the Lord Elgin pub in London.
And this is what we call an old English pub. And oh look, here comes Dick Turpin.
Aid pulls up on his bike and leaps off. There is a screech of car brakes as the bicycle rolls into traffic.
Good morning and stick her up. Right, I'll have a large gin. It's thirsty work, this highwaying.
They go inside.
And here we are inside the traditional English pub. 2 large gins, please, landlord.
In a different pub.
Another old English pub. Cheers.
Another pub.
And another old English pub.
We move to another pub.
Another old English pub. That's right, matey. Bottoms up.
We cut to another pub, the Royal Oak. Many gins are lined up on the bar.
Cheers.
Yakimoto tugs at his coat.
Yes, this is another traditional old English pub, which is very close to closing time, if you don't mind.
Right, I've told you 4 times already, we're closed. You 2 out now.
Aid grabs the landlord by the collar.
Look, Buster.
Render! Rick and Aid get thrown out by the landlady.
And stay out.
Rick looks over the road.
Oh, look. A traditional old English illegal drinking establishment.
A neon sign over the door says Neon TP. Rick presses the doorbell. A notice above the bell reads, Raw Sex appearing live and for 2 days only. Don't miss them at the Neon TP. Inside the club, Raw Sex are playing on keyboards and tom-toms. The waitresses are dressed as Native Americans.
Oi, squaw, over here. I think you're going to like it here, mate. We're regulars, you know. Hey, Monica, get home all right the other morning. Ha 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 ha.
What are you talking about? What do you want?
Well, I think we'll indulge in 2 massive gins, please, Monica. Nothing for the French geezer. Sorry, mate, you have to be a member. Well, I think we're going to have a very nice time here. I think we are. Yeah.
They wave at a group of waitresses. The girls stick 2 fingers up at them.
Prince Charles.
Monica comes back over with their drinks. Aid holds up 2 beer mats to his head, Mickey Mouse style.
You know Mr. Jolly, don't you? Know him? He borrows our fairy liquid. Yes, we live next door to him actually, don't we?
Do you know if he's coming in today?
He was doing a spot of cleaning, wasn't he?
Will you give this to him, please, and said that someone left it for him and there was a drink in it for the person that delivered it?
Wow, let's open it up then.
Drink on the house, stupid. She hits him over the head with her tray.
Yeah, drink on the house, stupid.
Rick slaps him on the head. Right, so you just owe me for that one then? I hope you've got the money this time.
Ah, well, of course, Monica. Wallet, monsieur?
Rick snaps his fingers. Yakimoto hands him his wallet.
Thank you.
The wallet is empty.
Ah, I wonder if we could order some sort of drink now, pay later scheme, Monica.
He tries to slurp down the drink. Monica takes it off him. Come on, out, out, out. Back in the van, Yakimoto is sitting between Rick and Aid. Rick is fingering the envelope.
What's Mr. Jolly got that we haven't got? Ah, bloody fairy liquid.
Oh dear. Rick reaches over and slaps Aid. Aid thinks for a moment and then slaps Yakimoto. Yakimoto starts crying.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Rick slaps Yakimoto with the envelope. It opens and banknotes spill out.
Bloody hell.
They leap out of the car, leaving Yakimoto behind. Back inside the neon teepee, Rick and Aid stride up to the bar.
1,574 gin and tonics, please, Monica. Large ones.
Scene 5. Much later, the camera pans around the interior of the neon teepee before zooming into the gents' toilet. Rick and Aid are fighting, screaming at each other incoherently, pushing each other around. They end up on the floor, one at each end of the urinal, leaning against the wall, hands trailing in the trough, laughing.
I haven't enjoyed myself so much for years. And it's your round. Great. How much money have we got left? I'll have a look. We've got 4 quid and a note for Mr. Jolly. Oh, what does it say? It says, well, it's upside down. Well, it's bloody useless then, isn't it?
Rick takes the note, turns it right side up, and reads it.
Dear Mr. Jolly, here's 3,000 quid. Take out Nicholas Parsons. Tonight, BBC TV Centre, 6 o'clock. Mr. Jolly's going to be pretty annoyed when we give him the note and 8 quid. Nicholas Parsons? Why does Mr. Jolly get all the best jobs? What are we going to say to Mr. Jolly? Nicholas Parsons? Yeah, we're going to say Nicholas Parsons. That's not going to get us very far, is it? We've drunk all his money. What are we going to do? Don't tell him. But what about Nicholas? He's expecting someone to take him out. He's probably tired and sweaty after a long day in the studio, waiting somewhere, fruitlessly. Poor Nicholas. Well, we must do it. Of course. Escort Bestcorts. It's a chance of a lifetime. It's the pinnacle of escorting. Nicholas Parsons. Come on.
They run out of the toilets, yelling.
Nicholas Parsons! Nicholas Parsons! Nicholas!
Rick notices they've run the wrong way, and they run back through the club towards the exit.
Nicholas Parsons! Nicholas Parsons! Nicholas Parsons! Nicholas... What?
They clatter down the stairs. Outside, 2 police officers are talking to Mr. Yakimoto.
Obo, you?
Nicholas Parsons! Nicholas Parsons!
All right, sir. Police.
Ah, good officers. You found our van. It was stolen, you know. In fact, he stole it.
He points towards Yakimoto.
Yeah!
Aide grabs Yakimoto and pulls him away. Rick takes a swing at the policeman, but misses wildly and falls over.
Take him away. Are you drunk, sir?
Of course I am. I'm out of my bloody mind, I am. I just spent 3,000 quid in there. It's all right, officer. He's not driving. I am.
He runs around to his side of the van and climbs in next to Rick.
Are you sure you're all right to drive, sir?
Rick pukes over him and they drive away. Meanwhile, in a small, yellow bubble car, Mr. and Mrs. Cooper are driving to London.
Hey up, I told you it'll only take us 6.5 hours.
He's so handsome, isn't he? We'd like to spend an evening with Nicholas Parsons because we respect him, and we feel sure that he would respect us as loyal and devoted fans. To think they chose our entry out of the thousands and thousands of others. Imagine an evening for 2 in London with Nicholas Parsons. And to think it was only 14 years ago we were presented to Mr. Roy Castle, weren't we?
And it does 86 miles to the gallon.
Now they said we had to meet Nicholas outside BBC TV Centre at 6 o'clock.
Mind you, that's the beauty of a 2-stroke engine.
You will get us there on time, my love, my little chauffeur.
Mr. Cooper pats the steering wheel.
Safest car in the world.
Suddenly, Rick and Ade's van comes in from the fast lane, knocking them off the road. The car screams down the embankment, exploding into flames when it hits the bottom. Rick and Ade pull up at a pedestrian crossing in Shepherd's Bush. An old man with a walking stick is crossing the road slowly.
Which way to the BBC, you old git?
That way, Gov, and turn left.
All right, thank you. And have a nice day.
They zoom away, knocking the old man down. We cut to a view of the Cooper's blazing bubble car and sirens all around. We fade back to the van pulling up outside BBC TV Centre. Nicholas Parsons is standing outside, obviously waiting for someone. Rick and Ade leap out and rush over to him.
Nicholas, Nicholas, it's us. We're here.
Oh, hello.
Come on. Looking for a good time? So are we. We've got the cash.
Ade holds up £2 notes and waves them.
No, it's all right. The BBC are paying.
It is, isn't it?
What?
It's Nicholas Parsons.
Yes, I'm Nicholas.
It's Nicholas bloody Parsons. Look, everybody. It's Nicholas bloody Parsons. We're going to take out Nicholas Parsons.
Yes, congratulations. My car's over there.
No, Nicholas. You get in here.
Ade indicates towards the van.
That's right. You drink, we drive.
In here? But Oh!
They bundle him in.
Right. Where do you want to go? Mad Kenny's all-night drinker? Fatty Amal's kebab and off-licence? Or straight to the peep show?
Well, actually, I have reserved a table for 3 at the Dorchester.
The Dorchester?
Yes, the Dorchester.
The Dorchester with Nicholas bloody Parsons. Brilliant. Let's go. Way.
Oh!
They zoom off. Mr. Lovebucket's black citron follows. Scene 6. At the Dorchester, elegant music plays. Muffled conversation is punctuated by the clinking of glasses and cutlery.
And she says, well, I don't think you're a fishmonger. I think you've done a plop in the wrong lavatory. Ah, dear. So, Nicholas, I hear they're making Sale of the Century into a film. Hey, Nicholas, look, I can light my farts.
Aid lights a match, drops it, and farts. A sheet of flame results.
What exactly was your winning slogan?
Never, ever, bloody anything, ever.
And that was your winning slogan?
That's the one, Nicky. I've lived my life by that rule. Hey, Nicholas, I wonder if I can light my burps. Burp.
Aid collapses under the table.
I would like to spend an evening with Nicholas Parsons because never, ever, bloody anything, ever.
You're pissed, aren't you, Nicholas? Hey, Nicholas.
Aid sets the table on fire.
I'm a fire extinguisher.
He pours drink over it and collapses under the table once more.
So, Nicholas, I suppose you spend most of your time opening supermarkets and heliports these days.
Well, yes, you know how it is. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I am opening an off-licence.
You're opening an off-licence?
Yes, an off-licence.
God, imagine being so important you could open an off-licence. And we're with him right now, are we, Nicky, baby? Come on, let's go and have a tattoo. Yeah, one that says, I've been out with Nicholas Parsons.
Rick points to Parsons.
And you can have one that says it's true. I was the bloke that took them out. Yeah, we can worry about the spelling later. And then we'll go back to your place and drink all your scotch.
Oh, well,
Come on!
They charge out, knocking over tables.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Come on, yeah! No, this is Nicholas Parsons. Get out of the way, you! Move it! Oi!
Mr. Lovebucket, hiding behind the lamp on his table, watches them leave. Scene 7. Inside Nicholas Parsons' house, Rick is pouring himself a large gin. Aid and Nicholas are talking.
Yes, it's a fantastic house, Nicholas.
Oh, thank you.
Now, have you got any dirty films?
No.
You bastard.
Aid falls out of view and pukes.
Oh, I see. Are you all right?
I know, Nicholas.
Rick appears.
What? Yes?
Let's have some fun.
What kind of fun?
Let's play a game. Not Fatty's game. No, not Fatty's game. You're all right with us, Nicholas.
Well, what is this game?
Well, these are the rules.
Yes?
I go out of the room.
Yes?
And then
Yes?
I come back in.
Yes?
You got that?
Yes.
Right. I'll go first.
He winks, stands up with some difficulty, takes one step, and falls down, knocking over a coffee table. He crawls away. There is a crash of crockery. Aid, standing by a dresser, sweeps back the hair from his forehead, revealing a blue-lettered tattoo.
The stupid bastards. They've put it on the wrong way round.
He slumps forward, and we see we are looking at his reflection in a mirror. He turns around and the tattoo reads, "I've been ooh-ot with Nicola Parsons."
More scotch!
Nicholas is on the telephone.
"But you're my agent. You've got to do something." "Well, they're the strangest Mr. and Mrs. Cooper I've ever met. Are you sure they're not Terry Scott's winners?"
Hey, Nicholas, some of these toilets have got taps on.
"I can't call the police."
There is sound of breaking glass.
"If they caught me here with these two, it would ruin my reputation. I mean, I'm a family entertainer, remember? You've no idea what... Oh, my God. It's getting worse."
Rick falls down the stairs.
You want to watch those stairs, Nicholas?
"Well, you've got to do something. They're breaking the place up."
Nicholas,
"Yes."
this bottle is empty. Have you got one that's exactly the same but unopened?
"I haven't got any more bottles."
Right. Good night.
"Good night."
Good night, Nicholas.
Oh, good night."
Rick and Aid start to leave. Outside, Parsons watches from the doorway as Rick and Aid stumble towards the van.
Good night, Nicholas. And now, pissed from Norwich. Oh, look, it's Nicholas Parsons.
Nicholas squeals in fear and slams the door.
Home, James, and don't spare the monkeys. Where's the van?
They get into the van, singing the Sale of the Century theme.
La 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 la.
Aid starts up the van, revs it up, and slumps fast asleep on the steering wheel. Rick also falls asleep. Scene 8. Early morning. Love Bucket's hoods are working in a field digging a grave. Love Bucket's car, a large black vintage Citroen, draws up. Mr. Love Bucket steps out. He is smartly dressed in polished white shoes, white suit, and slicked black hair. He bends down to flick an imaginary speck of dust off his shoe. Love Bucket walks over to the grave. One of the hoods rushes over and places a breakfast table in front of him.
"I can't eat this."
He tosses the plate aside and picks up the coffee pot.
"Is it too cold, Mr. Love Bucket?" "I'm sure it's very nice. I'm just in a bad mood. Anyone for coffee?" "Oh, yes, please, Mr. Love Bucket."
Love Bucket pours the coffee into the grave and drops the pot in after it.
"Now then, Reg, Norman, Ron, Hillary, as you know, last week someone wrote on the back window of my car, 'Mr. Love Bucket is a wanker.' Now, I don't understand this because I'm married. So not only is it very wrong, it's also very unkind."
He takes a tiny coffin from his top pocket.
"So I think whoever did this has to be made to regret it."
He puts the coffin away again and picks up a pair of long-handled pruners.
"Now, thanks to my contacts in the Metropolitan Police, I was able to get forensic analysis of the fingerprints involved. So, I know who you are, and you know who you are. So why don't you step forward, Reg?"
He opens the blade of the pruners. Reg steps forwards and puts his index finger between the blades.
"I'm sorry, Mr. Love Bucket." "I know you are."
He cuts off Reg's finger. Love Bucket brandishes the pruners high in the air. Back at the house, Aid wakes up and shifts the van into gear. It leaps forward with a grinding sound.
Nobody, but nobody, lays a finger on my car.
Love Bucket puts the finger in the tiny coffin, taps the lid, and tosses it into the grave.
They're leaving the house, Mr. Love Bucket.
Rick and Aid drive crazily through the lanes, finally crashing into the back of Mr. Love Bucket's car, and they get out.
What the bloody hell kind of driving do you call that? Show us your bloody licence. Yeah, where'd you get your licence? In a cracker?
They start kicking the car.
Shut up.
The hoods start beating them up.
Oh, it's a fight you want, is it? Oh, right, that's it. We surrender.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Which one of you is Mr. Jolly? Yesterday I paid you £3,000.
I'm Mr. Jolly, or rather, he is Mr. Jolly. Mr. Jolly, there's someone to see you here. I'm just Mr. Jolly's assistant. Can I have a name, please?
Quiet you.
This is a Mr. Quiet you to see you, Mr. Jolly. He's a Hungarian, I think. I'll just go away.
He tries to sneak away, and the hoods drag him back. Love Bucket talks to Aid.
Where's the body?
Under the head?
No, I mean Nicholas Parsons' body.
Under Nicholas Parsons' head? Under the Parsons' nose, as it were.
A hood punches Rick.
Look, where is Nicholas Parsons' head, Nicholas Parsons' body, and Nicholas Parsons' nose?
Probably in bed. We had a bit of a rough night last night.
Look, did you or did you not take out Nicholas Parsons?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah, we took him to the Dorchester.
I know, but did you take him out?
Yeah, look, I've got the tattoo to prove it.
No, I mean, take him right out.
Take him right out? What, dorking?
No, I mean, kill him.
Oh, kill him.
They try to run away. The hoods drag them back and throw them against the side of the van.
Now, if you don't kill Nicholas Parsons by 12 o'clock, I'll kill you. Make it tidy?
He places a gun on top of the van.
Or if you can't do that, make it messy.
He adds a chainsaw.
Yeah, and if you can't make it messy, make it noisy.
2 hand grenades are placed on top of the van.
And if you can't make it noisy, make it stupid.
A fluffy rabbit is placed on the van.
Any questions?
I don't think so. How about you? No.
Right then. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Kill Nicholas Parsons. Kill Nicholas Parsons. Do it.
Aid starts up the chainsaw and puts it on the dashboard of the van. Love Bucket kneels by his smashed car crying.
Oh, my beautiful baby.
He kisses it. The van lurches and smashes into the car before Aid gets it into gear and they drive off towards the house. Scene 9. The van pulls up in the road outside Nicholas Parsons' house.
Go. This time we're gonna do it. This is for real. Right, come on. Do it. Do it.
Aid revs the chainsaw noisily as they run up to the house.
Quiet. Be quiet. Keep the noise down. We're supposed to take him by surprise. Hide.
Aid hides around the corner as Rick rings the doorbell.
Right, Parsons, you're dead.
He points the gun dramatically before realizing a woman has appeared at the door.
Lucky.
Aid leaps out, brandishing the chainsaw.
Because we got a chainsaw. You got any jobs you want doing with a chainsaw? Pruning? Chopping fences in half? Ironing? Thank you very much, boys. Not today.
She closes the door and they turn away dejectedly. Then they notice a nearby telephone pole. They look up at the pole, back at one another, and run towards the pole. Aid starts to saw through it as Rick looks up at it. He runs towards the house, counting off the distance, and draws an imaginary cross on the doorstep and rings the doorbell. Rick calls through the letterbox.
Look up! Look up!
Parsons opens the door in his dressing gown, just as the chainsaw cuts out. Rick looks at him rather sheepishly.
Morning, Nicholas. We're just leaving.
Parsons closes the door. Aid, standing by the pole, shrugs. Rick punches him in the stomach, and Aid doubles up and falls down. We cut to later in front of the door.
How long does it take Parsons to get from the breakfast table to the front door? I don't know. Right, I'll mime it. Yum, 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 yum. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter. Open the door. How long was that? I don't know, I wasn't timing it. Right, well, we'll call it 5 seconds. Okay, it was 5 seconds. And how long's the fuse on these things?
He holds up the hand grenades.
About 10 seconds. Right, I'll count to 5, and you stick these through the letterbox.
He pulls out the pins and hands the grenades to Aid.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rick rings the doorbell. Aid tries to put the grenades through the letterbox. They're too big.
No, through. Push them through, Right, take them out. Put them in your pockets, and run over there. Run very quickly, run. Off you go, bye.
Rick holds his hands over his ears and cowers. Parsons opens the door. Cut to Aid, who is standing on the grass with his arms spread wide. The grenades in his pockets explode.
Happy birthday. Oh.
Parsons goes back in and slams the door behind him. Later.
Now this is the master plan.
He places the fluffy rabbit on the porch.
Parsons bends down to see what it is. And you smash his brain in with this.
He puts down a pickaxe.
What do you think? It's a scorcher.
Aid takes up his position around the corner. Rick rings the doorbell. Nobody answers. Rick kneels down and calls through the letterbox.
Nicholas! Nicky wicky wicky wicky! Sherry!
Parsons leaves by the back door. Darling, I've got to go. Just stay upstairs until I get back. He slams the door. Cut to a view of the frosted glass of the front door. There is a wet thud, a muffled cry, and a pair of blood-stained hands scrape down the glass. Parsons gets into a waiting helicopter and flies away.
Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, God! I really am very sorry.
The helicopter flies off. Cut to the Hoods waiting in Love Bucket's car.
They've let him go. Parsons is off in a chopper. The bastards. Let's get them.
Follow that helicopter!
Love Bucket's car pulls up outside the house. Rick and Aid run for the road. They get into the van. The Hoods get out as the van tears off down the lane.
It's the Jolly Brothers.
The telephone pole falls onto Love Bucket's car. Love Bucket faints. Scene 10. A chase scene with 70s style bongo music. Rick and Aid are tearing along country lanes in the van.
Faster, faster, faster!
The van bumps over a crossing, knocking a signpost.
Well, this is a turn up for the books, isn't it? Yeah, you'd have thought he'd have shown us his chopper last night.
Love Bucket's car, with the telephone pole still on the roof, is in hot pursuit.
Faster! He's getting away!
The van skids and ploughs into a fence.
I said faster!
Love Bucket's car pulls up across the road behind them.
Oh my God!
The Hoods start shooting at them. Aid struggles to get the van into gear.
Get me out of here! Get me out of here quick before I shit my pants. Too late.
Aid flaps his hand.
Get me out of here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
We cut to Parsons' helicopter. Parsons points and opens the door.
Laurie, that's it down there.
Back in the lane, Love Bucket's car is stuck across the road. The Hoods are struggling to get it free.
Nah, go back. No, the other way. The other way. Oi, wait, oi.
Rick is in the back of the van, looking through the open door. The van is going backwards.
Keep going straight. Keep going. Look, can't you go any faster? No. Come on. Faster, fast. Careful. Careful. Go left. Go left. Go left.
Parsons descends from the helicopter on a rope ladder in front of Jaime Henderson's off-license.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Oh, there's nobody here.
Back to the van.
There's nobody in the way, you turd. Go on. Faster.
At Jaime's shop, the door is closed with a metal gate. A life-size cardboard cutout of Nicholas Parsons is visible through the gate.
Mr. Henderson.
Back to the van.
Look, can't you make this bloody machine go any faster? No, I bloody can't. Well, we'll forget the whole bloody thing then.
He closes the door. The van drives up a ramp, ending up on its side in a skip. Aid's head pops up through the topmost window.
Sorry.
Scene 11. Nicholas Parsons, looking for any signs of life, enters the stairwell leading to the Dreamy Time Escort's office.
Mr. Henderson.
He walks up the staircase.
Mr. Henderson. Mr. Oh God, what a place. Mr. Henderson.
There is more bongo music. Aid and Rick are running along the street. Aid disappears into a corner pub while Rick continues running around the corner. Aid comes out of the pub's other door carrying 2 pints of beer. They drink them straight down, sigh, toss the glasses over their shoulders and continue running. Parsons knocks on Mr. Jolly's door. Mr. Jolly's outline is visible through the frosted glass. He is wearing a blood-stained apron and carrying a large meat cleaver.
Who is it?
Nicholas Parsons.
Fuck off.
I said Nicholas Parsons.
I know. Fuck off. I don't care if you're Bob Monkhouse. Fuck off.
Aid and Rick are still running.
Do you think I could use your telephone?
Mr. Jolly comes out.
Do I have to spell it out? F-U?
No, you have made that abundantly clear.
Look. Does anybody know you're here?
Apparently not.
Oh, come on in.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope I'm not interrupting your lunch. Entree, mon ami.
He goes in and closes the door behind them. Rick and Aid run up the stairs. Aid fumbles for his keys and Rick pushes the door open.
Get in.
In the office.
Right, made it. Get the suitcases. We're going to Rio. But what are we going to do? We'll never find Nicholas Parsons before 12 o'clock. I just told you, we're going to Rio. Now pack everything. Yes, but what are we going to do? We're going to bloody Rio. What are we going to bloody do? Shut up. Take it easy.
Aid sweeps off the table with his arm. He lies on it and folds his arms behind his head.
What are we going to bloody do?
Love Bucket and his hoods enter the stairwell. They get into the elevator. Cut back to the Dreamy Time office.
Well, none of this would have happened if you'd killed Nicholas Parsons properly. I don't seem to be able to get these demijohns in without smashing them.
He places 2 demijohns in a suitcase and smashes them with a hammer.
Oh, God.
What's New Pussycat by Tom Jones blares from Mr. Jolly's office. Love Bucket and the hoods get into the lift. Rick and Aid run onto the landing, carrying suitcases and wearing sunglasses.
Wait, we'll use the lift. That way no one will spot us. Good thinking.
They wait for the lift to arrive.
I wish I hadn't shat my pants.
With a ting, the lift arrives. They pull back the gates to find Love Bucket and the hoods. Rick slams the gates closed and they rush into the office, slamming the door behind them. Rick frantically tries to pull the blinds down over the glass in the door. The hoods open the gates and Love Bucket knocks on Mr. Jolly's door. Rick and Aid watch through the glass partition. The music stops abruptly with a scratch, and Mr. Jolly comes to the door, resting the cleaver against the glass.
Yeah? We're looking for Mr. Jolly.
Are we talking fluffy toys?
We're talking a very fluffy toy.
Come on in then. Excuse the mess. I had my godchildren round. Little rascals. Inside Mr. Jolly's office, bloodstains are everywhere. The main feature is a large plastic-covered table, also stained with blood. Mr. Jolly, wearing a stained butcher's apron, stands in front of a metal cabinet in the corner of the room. On the wall nearby is a faded picture of Adolf Hitler.
Now then, where is Mr. Jolly?
I'm Mr. Jolly. Huh? Rick sneaks out of the office door, beckoning Aid behind him.
Very quietly.
He sees the hoods on the landing and pushes Aid back.
Go back, quietly.
They go back in and shut the door.
Oh God.
Aid sticks a wicker waste paper basket on his head. Rick tries to get into it as well, and they break it.
Up there.
They climb up on top of a filing cabinet and peer through into Mr. Jolly's office, trying to hide behind a plant.
Now let me get this straight. You're saying you are Mr. Jolly?
Of course I am. Now what about this $3,000?
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Now what about the money? He ain't Mr. Jolly. I am Jolly. You don't look very jolly. Look, just because my second name is Jolly doesn't mean I have to be jolly all the fucking time. Parsons' arm slips out of the cupboard. Mr. Jolly shifts backwards and pushes the door closed again. Reg, standing by the door of Mr. Jolly's office, sees the leaves of the plant moving next door. He opens the door and speaks to the hoods outside.
Here, better check out that office.
He points with his bandaged hand, forgetting the index finger is missing. The hoods race off in the direction his thumb indicates. They burst into the Dreamy Time office to find it empty. Rick and Aid are lowering themselves in the metal bucket.
Faster. Come on. Get me down to the floor, you total git. Come on.
The bucket lands with a clang outside the off-licence. They run off. They see the posters in the window and run back.
Nicholas Parsons! Nicholas Parsons is at Jaime Henderson's. Nicholas Parsons is coming here today. Rum, £6.40.
Jaime is just opening up.
Jaime, is it true?
Yes, it is. Nicholas Parsons is coming here today.
But this is a dream come true. Come on.
I know you're excited, but you'll just have to be patient.
Patience my bottom. Hit him.
Aid hits Jaime. He falls down.
Come on.
They go into the off-licence and admire the stock.
Matthias Rose, Hirondelle, Paul Masson, all the greats. This is fantastic. All we have to do is hole up here, wait for Nicholas Parsons to arrive, and then kill him.
Jaime enters holding a handkerchief to his bleeding nose.
I beg your pardon?
Kill him. No, oh God,
He shoots Jaime repeatedly. Upstairs in Mr. Jolly's office, the shots are still audible.
If you're Mr. Jolly, where's Nicholas Parsons?
Oh, I just killed him.
You're a liar.
Have it your own way.
What is going on?
Back in the off-licence, Rick is holding the gun gingerly. He lets off another shot.
Oh, God, I've just killed somebody. Yes. I mean, you've just killed somebody.
He pushes the gun in Aid's hand.
Did I? Yes. Bloody hell, I need a drink. So do I. What do you fancy? Gin and tonic? That'll do nicely.
Rick holds up a bottle of gin.
Ha!
Aid takes a bottle of Love Bucket's incredibly sparkling tonic water and shows it to Rick.
Huh? Ha ha!
Aid smashes the neck of the bottle on the shelf. A huge explosion blows all the windows out of the off-licence, and we fade to black. During the end credits, we hear the instrumental It's Not Unusual. Rick and Aid walk slowly towards the camera along a canal towpath. After the credits roll, Rick is about to throw his cigarette into the canal when he pretends to see something in the water. He peers intently at it. Aid cranes over to see what it is and looks back at Rick, puzzled.
Twat!
He pushes Aid in.
What the bloody hell did you do that for?
Rick sticks 2 fingers up at him and walks back along the towpath, breaking into a run as he gets further away. Aid swims feebly after him and then turns back to face the camera, spreads his arms and shrugs. The end. This reading was performed by me at Holy Mole and is a Strange Mole production.